What's going on, guys? In the works, and we are playing some Squad Rush today. And you would probably laugh at me if you saw the way my microphone setup looks right now, because if you don't know, my stand broke, and right now if I want to use my good microphone, I either A, have to hold it in my hand, or B, put it in a Kleenex box that then hangs from my microphone stand. And that looks pretty silly. I'm not gonna lie, I look pretty silly when I do that. I'm glad that I don't do, video commentary that often, because you guys would probably laugh at me. But yes, I am playing some Squad Rush, and I'm using the M16, and you're like, oh, gasp, I thought you hated using the M16. It's not that I hate the M16, not at all. The M16A3 is just a balanced rifle. There's nothing overpowered about it. I mean, it's just not fun to me to use because it's so easy to use. I like to challenge myself. Now, I do have a lot of kills with it just because, sometimes you just feel like killing people. But never fear, I'm not actually using the M16A3. I am using the bad version of it in many people's eyes, the M16A4 with heavy barrel and a bipod. And you're like, a bipod? Why would you use a bipod? Well, sometimes on longer range shots, especially with the M16A4, which is extremely accurate with heavy barrel, you benefit a lot from having that bipod. Right there's a good example of it. So anyways, the topic at large, Battlefield 3 Premium. And before I get into this, you may know that in the past I have talked some mad trash about Battlefield 3 Premium. But I have said that I thought it was going to basically end up being a Call of Duty Elite knockoff that fails, because Call of Duty Elite in its essence is a really bad deal. And since we already have Battlelog, I was really confused how Battlefield 3 planned on implementing this Battlefield 3 Premium. So in the past I was really negative about it, but the details have surfaced. Contrary to a couple rumors that have been out there, first, the rumor was, I had that screenshot of the DLC costing $30 and everybody was up in arms. Ultimately, we debunked that, so that's not an issue, which is a good thing because I would hate to see a $30 DLC. Then there was rumors that Battlefield 3 Premium was going to cost $60. And then this morning I saw another rumor saying, hey, it's actually going to cost $79.99. And I was like, whoa, hold the phone here. How can they charge that much? Because why would anybody pay for that when they can just buy the DLCs on their own? Well, the details have surfaced, and it looks like we're safe. It is only going to be $49.99. Now, before you throw your arms up in the air and say, why would I pay that much for, cosmetic advantages? Well, it's not just that. If you buy it, you get all the DLCs, and not only do you get all the DLCs, you get them 2 weeks early, which for me is pretty awesome because, with my channel, obviously it's nice to have them early because I can make videos for you guys. I can get a feel for the weapons and whatnot. So having it early to me is a sizable advantage. It's worth it. And just being a Battlefield 3 fan, sometimes the anticipation gets the best of you and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it early. So Battlefield 3 Premium will now allow you to do that. Now, on the flip side, you do get all 5 DLCs. So if you haven't bought Karkan, this is going to be an awesome deal for you guys because Karkan is included in this. So let's say you don't have any of the DLCs and you want to jump on this Battlefield 3 Premium, you're now going to get Karkan, all the Karkan weapons, and all the future DLCs for $50. So that's some savings right there. You're actually going to save a substantial amount of money by doing it that way. So EA isn't being a total uber douche about this. They are giving us some sort of reason to buy Battlefield 3 Premium. Now, it's not going to be stats, and the extras you get are going to be merely cosmetics. So let's talk about a little bit of that. You're going to get that in-game knife, which we've talked about in the future. You're going to get dog tags in games. You're going to get 10 unique soldier camos, which I haven't fooled around with my soldier camos. Lately, I've been messing around with them a little bit, just pulling it in, testing out some of the ones that seem to work better on some maps, because people have told me that your visibility is a lot greater if you use camos that kind of reflect the map you're on. So I'm kind of toying around with that, so I'm interested to see what camos they bring out. But the thing that really caught my eye is that they're going to be introducing unique gun camos. And gun camos to me were something that I was surprised aren't in Battlefield 3, because it seems to have everything under the sun besides customization of your gun. And to me, I think that that's pretty awesome because I've always wanted to slap some sort of camo on my guns. I think it'd make it a lot cooler, and I'm interested to see how that plays out. So I'm kind of excited about that. Other than that, they're going to be giving you platoon emblems, stuff to fool around with your platoon, your soldier emblems, stuff like that. There's going to be increased server queue priority. Now, this is the one that's kind of got me concerned because they're going to have to make sure they tweak it so that it's not like every single time a Battlefield 3 Premium person joins the queue, the person who doesn't have Premium gets bumped to the bottom, because it would be really annoying to me at least, if I didn't have premium and some some premium guys roll up, they're like, hey, back of the line, buddy, and they push me to the back of the line after I've been waiting in queue for 5-10 minutes, over and over and over, and that just keeps happening. It would not be a pleasurable experience. So I think they will have to tweak that and make sure that it isn't so that every time a premium member joins, it bumps everybody else to the back of the line. So I'm sure that's what they'll do, because otherwise it would just get out of control. Another thing is there are going to be 5 unique assignments, which if you know my channel, I do not like assignments, so I am not interested in that whatsoever. There's going to be exclusive events, exclusive double XP weekends, strategy guides, and video strategy bonuses, which you'll never need that, because if you ever need any strategy, you can just come watch my videos, because I try my best to give you guys the best Battlefield 3 stuff. And obviously I'm not going to need, at this point in the game, any advice that the developer could give you, because I'm sure they'll make a video talking about how great the G3 with heavy barrel and M26 is in this game, because developers tend to not really understand the ins and outs of the game, just because the people that usually handle making those videos are just professional video makers. They're not actually players of the game. They just go in and they're like, hey, what's the best setup? And then they make a video on it. That's how it was with Call of Duty Elite. If you watch any of those videos, you would know what I'm talking about. So not really interested in the video strategy guides that they are saying that are going to be in this, because that's not something that I think will really be that usable. So overall, I think that Call of Duty, listen to me, I got it confused with Call of Duty Elite. Battlefield 3 Premium is not going to be like Call of Duty Elite. That's what I really wanted to say right there. And I think that it'll actually end up being a good deal. If you plan on buying all the DLCs, I think you will be interested in purchasing this, because it will save you some money. It'll get you some nice little bonus features, and everybody can go along their merry way. I know a lot of people are up in arms about it, but me personally, I'm just like, whatever. I mean, I plan on buying it anyways. Might as well buy it at a slight discount and get a little get some little perks here and there, because I do play Battlefield a lot. This is my main game, so obviously any kind of incentives you give me to get the DLC a little bit early, I'm all for that. So let me know, are you guys going to get Battlefield 3 Premium? Do you think it sounds like a better deal now that the details have surfaced? Check out the link in the description. It'll explain everything. You can check out all the details, and let me know what you guys think, because I'm really kind of interested to see what the population thinks. But I'll see you guys later.